Well, what's up, boys? How's it going? It's a new day. All right, well, I just got done riding, I think it was like 6 straight hours. Today is Jersey Drew's birthday, and somehow the stars aligned and everybody came together, and somehow we all met up and we all made it to the skate park to start riding. Um, if you've never been on the East Coast, you guys have no clue what it's like to be around humidity. Humidity sucks ass so bad. I will take Vegas's weather back. If you've never been to Vegas, in Vegas it gets like 115, but it's like dry heat. So it's not that bad. Yeah, you get a sunburn, but at least you don't start swimming in your own sweat. It sucks ass in here in New Jersey. So anyway, we woke up today at like 11 o'clock. We all met up at the local skate park, and the local skate park in Clifton, called the Shit Zone, isn't open yet. So we snuck in through the fence. Everybody met up. There was like 15 of us. We all celebrated a birthday with Jersey Drew. If you don't follow Jersey Drew, make sure you follow him on Instagram. He's a pretty cool cat. But we all broke in, we all rode, and then we proceeded to leave the skate park, and of course, the fucking cops show up, and being a grown adult, being 36 years old, and running from the cops or trying to lie your way out of a ticket is the worst thing in the world. Either way, me and Dustin, not Justin, ended up squeezing through the fence, getting out of the skate park, and the cop showed up and was asking, hey, is there anybody else in there? And obviously I'm not gonna snitch, so I'm like, nah, man, nobody's in there. And of course, who comes squeezing through the fence or running around from the skate park is Oscar's little brother, Jose. And the cop starts flipping out and getting mad and writing down everybody's license plates. So I'm pretty sure we're most likely gonna get a ticket. And that's the worst part, is it's 2019 and I'm 36 years old and I'm still doing stupid shit to get in trouble and get a ticket. It's not like I'm breaking any serious crazy laws or crimes, but I get it. It's a public park. It's not open. We hopped a fence or went through a cut fence, and cops are just doing their job. But it's like, I always get busted, man. I can never just get away. I feel robbed. I feel like I should just be better at sneaking around and getting away with shit, but I guess that's the way it goes. So anyway, today I was talking to Dustin, not Justin. And if you don't follow Dustin, not Justin, make sure you follow him on Instagram and also follow him on his YouTube page. He does amazing content. Actually, really amazing. He's super good at the way he thinks about things. Most people don't put thought process like he does, but he does it so great, and everything is just so smooth. It's like, watch this, here's some pictures, here's some videos of stuff, and in the way he narrates things, it's amazing. I really wish that I could make things great like that, but the only thing I have going for me is I like to fucking talk. So that's about it. But anyway, make sure you check him out. We were sitting there talking after rudely getting interrupted by that fucking cop, and I told him I had an idea for a video, so I rushed my ass home and I wanted to make this video. And the video I'm going to do today, or not video, but the topic I'm going to do today is, I'm going to talk about the first time I did a handrail. Look at this. Holy shit. This is when the boys become men, when the little tiny adolescents start growing hair. This is it's kind of funny. I feel like when a person does their first handrail in the streets downstairs is when BMX just opens up to you. It's like you become a man. And my story with this is gonna go way back. I think I'm 14 or 15 when I first did my handrails. And the person I did it with is a local legend. His name is Josh Parker. Here's a photo of him 20 years ago. And here we go. We'll just talk about this story. So what we like to do was every single day we'd wake up. Josh would come to my house. It'd be like 8 in the morning. He'd come through my front door. I'd still obviously be sleeping because we stayed up till like 2 in the morning riding street the night before. He'd wake me up, come in my bedroom. We'd pop in a BMX video, and then we'd go ride. And so this day I got a new BMX video, and the new video that I got was Role Models. Now I believe Role Models came out in like 1998. 98. So this would make me 15 turning 16. And I remember we watched this and we were just sitting there, and Matt Berenger was murdering it. There was just so much going on. And I remember Josh looking at me, and I looked at him, and he said, "Today's the day." And I was like, "Today's the day for what?" He's like, "Today we're going to do handrails." And I was like, fuck it, let's go. So we got on our bikes. I live on the south side, and so we went to the southwest side. We rode our bikes like 20 blocks all the way straight to this school. We didn't mess around, we didn't fuck around, we didn't stop at any of the spots. We didn't warm up. Our only warm up was we pedaled. We had a mission, we had an idea, we wanted to do our first handrails. So we pedal our asses all the way across the Central Bridge, and then all the way up Central West, and we went all the way until we got to West Elementary. And when we got to West Elementary, it was a rail that was similar to this one that's right here, but it was a fatter one. It was a 6-stair. So I remember getting there, and me and Josh both said, all right, well, we're not going to do no puss runs, no staring at it. We're just going to get up there, do a circle, because it didn't have a runway. All it was, realistically, was a slab of cement, 6 stairs with 2 handrails, either right hand or left hand, right? And I remember Josh just looking at me. He's like, yo, just do 1 circle and we're doing the handrail. Are you ready? And I was like, yeah, fuck it. So Josh got up to Grass Hill, got up there, did 1 circle, kind of bitched out, turned around, did another circle, jumped on the handrail, did it fucking perfect. First try. No mess up, no foot down, didn't rack himself, nothing. So obviously, if you go out and your intention is to do handrails, you have nobody to learn. This is what's so crazy, is this is 1998, 97. We're young as shit. There's nobody else. Nobody's ever done handrails in our town. Nobody. Flat rails, yes, we've done flat rails. That doesn't matter. I'm talking downstairs. Nobody. None of the dudes before us did it. This is just me and him going out. We're like, we're gonna do this today. So I remember being like, oh fuck, Josh landed it first try. All right, my turn. So I get up the side of the hill, I get on that slab, I do 1 circle, and I'm like, fuck it. I do the 1 circle, I get all the way around, I go to jump on the handrail, and I don't even get my fucking back peg on, and I just straight bonger myself. Just that one where you just bink. And then like I slid on my ass and my taint all the way down the stairs. And I remember when I hopped on the handrail, how afraid I was, but at the same time relieved. Like it was a breath of fresh air. It was just something that I'd never experienced at all in my life. So I had all this adrenaline. I was like, all right, well, fuck it. I fucked up. Now what I need to do is just get back up there. So I collected my bearings. When I mean bearings, my balls. I got back up, came there, looked at Josh, did 1 full circle, jumped on the handrail, slid it perfect. And let me tell you, man, the best feeling in the world is doing your first handrail. And so me and Josh were just jacked. I mean, for all you guys out there, if you haven't done a handrail, which I'm pretty sure a majority of you guys have done it, downstairs, you know the feeling. It is the greatest feeling in the world. There isn't any other feeling in BMX than doing your first handrail. Now, I know a majority of people, some people's first handrails were doing it down like handicapped ones, where it's just a slab that goes down and then it's a rail. That's fine. Yes, you are doing a rail, but you're not doing a real rail. You gotta do one downstairs. It just, that feeling is, either way, we were on cloud 9. So we got done doing that. We both looked at one another. We're like, next rail? I'm like, all right, fuck it. So we pedaled all the way downtown. We went like another 20 blocks, another direction, all the way down. we went to this place called the Coca-Cola plant. They had a 5-stair handrail. This time we were both like, all right, no bitch runs, no look. We're just going to hop on it. I'll go, you go. So I just went, hopped on the handrail, slid it, got it. He came right behind me, hopped on it, slid it, done it. We both looked at one another. We're like, all right, well, let's do a bigger one. So we went like 15 blocks away, and we went to the local mall, which is called Holiday Village Mall, which is 10th Street. In our town in Great Falls, Montana, there's this one highway byway pass kind of thing, and it's called 10th Avenue. So 10th Street, 10th Avenue, whatever. It's like the big main road, but that's where we got the mall and all the big buildings. So that's pretty much where we go right street. So we decided to go to Sears. Now, Sears had this crazy 12-stair handrail with a kink. So we're like, all right, fuck it. So we cruised our bikes, went another 15 blocks, went all the way up to 10th Street. We got to Sears, and I looked at Josh, and I was like, all right, we're here. What do you want to do? And Josh is like, no look, dude. Let's just go. So fucking cruised as fast as we could. Josh popped on the handrail, popped off, got it perfect. I came right behind him, jumped on the handrail, hit the kink, popped off. Both just so excited. Now, you got to remember, like literally 1 hour ago, we just learned our first handrails. And already we went from a 6-stair handrail to a 12-stair handrail. We literally doubled up. So what's the next natural thing to do after that? Would most people just go and celebrate and call it a day? Most people would. You know what we fucking did? We became real men. So we looked at one another and we go, yo, let's go do the biggest handrail in town right now. So there's these ghetto complexes, and they're called Parkdale. And Parkdale has like sections. There's like the ghetto big Parkdale where you go and it's all these community houses that all look exactly the same, apartment buildings and stuff. And then they have some that are across the street. Well, those ones in the side of the building on 10th Street, there's 18-stair handrails. And they're not like the perfect long mellow ones. They're just straight fucking steep as shit. So I remember we were on 10th Street, so we had to go like another, I think it was only like 8 blocks. So we're all pumped up, jacked from doing the Sears rail. I mean, seriously, an hour ago, like I said, we just got done doing 6-stair. Then we went and did a 5-stair. Then we did a 12-stair. And now we're on the way to go do the biggest handrail in town, which is an 18-stair rail. So we went 6, 12, 18. So it was just like, well, fuck it. Let's go from 6 to 12. Now we're going to go to 18. So I remember we got up there, and when we got to these rails, this is this is the first time where not looking and then just doing a handrail can be scary for you. But at the same time, in all the experience that I have over the last 25 years of doing handrails, if I stop and I look at a handrail, I usually eat shit. And this is the first time this ever happened to me. So we showed up to the 18-stair handrail. We kind of did the pedal up and look. Like, most people know what the name of this is called, the pro walk. Like, I just don't do that shit. I don't like to look at it. I don't like to stare at it. I don't like to do nothing. I know it's a handrail. I know I'm going to go down. So I know I just need to get on my bike, jump on the handrail, and call it good. Now, nowadays, everybody does tons of tricks. They do crooks, crank arms, ice picks, hangovers. Back in our time, it was just a 50-50. If you did a 50-50, you got on a handrail, it's good enough. You didn't need to do a trick out. You didn't need to do a trick in. You didn't need to manual to it. You didn't need to half cab to get back on the rail. All you had to do was a 50-50, and you were totally fine. So we showed up to the Parkdale complex. We got to the 18-stair handrail, and I did the no-no for me, which was I took a look, and before the handrail, there was just a bump. Like, the cement had a lip on it. So you had to, like the lip, how do I show this? So the lip was like this tall, and you had to bunny hop like that far, right? Like, you had to bunny hop like this far then to get on the rail. And it was an 18-stair rail. It wasn't the mellow, it was straight down. So I remember Josh going like, all right, I'll do it first. So Josh starts out in the street, jumps up the curb, jumps over that little bump, gets on the handrail, slides, gets it perfect. And I remember just being like, oh my God, it was so sick. Like, it was so amazing. And now it's my turn. And I remember, well, I don't know how to say this, but I remember being so afraid of this. Like, something in my gut told me not to do this. But when you're with your friend, you can't be a bitch. So I was like, all right, I have to do this. So I started from the street. I jumped on the curb. I jumped over the little bump, and then I got on the handrail. And when I got on the handrail, everything went black. All I remember is waking up, looking around, looking over, and just looking at my shoulder, and all I saw was a bone sticking out of my skin and bleeding everywhere. And all I remember is freaking out, standing up real quick, running out to the street, and the first car I saw, I stopped. I was like so freaked out. I was like, hey man, I think somebody tried to beat me up and take my bike. And at this same time, Josh is just like, I remember Josh just looking at me, and he's like running after me, and he's like, no, man, you ate shit. You ate shit. You're fine. Come on, we got to get you to the hospital. And like, my shoulder was like completely like this, right? So what ended up happening is I got up on the curb, I rode, I jumped over the little bump, and I got on the handrail. And since I didn't have any experience or know that, like, hey, you can tip over and you'll be totally fine, and throw your bike to the side and you're all right, you could survive that. What I ended up doing, which is the biggest no-no, is when I got to the very bottom, I just dropped my peg off. Well, if you just drop your peg off, your back peg stays on and you just go straight to your face. So what I ended up doing was taking my back peg off, or my front peg off, and my back peg stuck, and my bars turned, and I just went straight to my face and my collarbone. And I ended up, if you look right here, if I got closer, you see that big scar right there? My bone popped out. So it went like this. So my collarbone went like this, and I got a contusion, I believe it's called. And my bone was sticking out, and I'm just bleeding. But it wasn't like a crazy bleeding. Like, I ended up sticking it over, holding my hand. Josh grabbed me. He's like, yo. And I'm so freaked out because I'm in shock. I ran over to somebody's house after the person in the car was like, fuck no, they didn't want anything to do with me. They drove off. Josh is like, yo, you didn't get beat up. Everything's fine, dude. You just wrecked on your bike. I went to the nearest door. I started knocking on the door. This lady answers. And this is where it gets fuzzy. Now, I believe the lady gave me a ride to the hospital, but I haven't talked to Josh in so many years. I'm pretty sure the lady gave me a ride. Josh took my bike. I have no clue where my bike went. All I remember is being in the hospital and the doctor looking at me and then telling me, like, hey kid, we need to cut your shirt. And this is where a rule started for me. I was wearing a Dan's Comp shirt. Now, that was the last time and the first time that I ever wore a Dan's Comp shirt, and I'd never wear one again, because I felt like that was like my jinx, was that shirt. But anyway, so the doctor ends up cutting the shirt. My shoulder's like this, and my mom comes in there. My mom's freaking out. Now, I don't know how your guys' parents are, but we've never had health insurance. So my mother is freaking out because, number one, we can't afford it. Number two, my mom fucking hated me riding bikes anyway. Like, I got in trouble for riding bikes, but I got in more trouble when I got hurt. If there's anybody out there that can relate to this, that gets in trouble for getting hurt on their bike, then they know how I feel. But my mom was fucking pissed. My mom's yelling at me, screaming. She's like, look at you. Look at your bone. It's sticking out of your goddamn skin. You deserve this. That's what you get, you little son of a bitch. And my mom loves me, but at the same time, she's freaked out. Anybody would be freaked out. So the doctor comes over, and the doctor's like, hey, look, Helen, we have two things we can do. Number one, we can snap the bone, or push his shoulder back, snap the bone, and then put them both together and do the correct surgery, which everything will heal fine. He'll be back to that. Or we can snap it back, and for a cheaper price, we can take both bones, and both bones will clamp over. But after a while, his posture will be bad years from now. So if you look at it, my left shoulder, which has this, is totally drooping down because of that. So 20 years later, and after having the ghetto way of them fixing it, I now have a collarbone that sticks out. So this is my regular collarbone. This is my other collarbone. And short story, long story short, I'd do it all over again. That was the greatest time of my life. I look at that and I think about this story that I'm telling you guys now. And I've never met anybody else that just went out and gunned it. But I know that there's other people. And my buddy Josh Parker, me and him, after I healed, I was hurt for, I was out of commission for like 6 months. It was the worst feeling in the world. I had to wear this stupid tourniquet fucking casting and hold my arm here, and I couldn't move. And I ended up going to Spokane, and I had a bum shoulder, couldn't do shit. But I'll tell you, it made me so humbled. And it was so awesome that I went out my first day of doing handrails, and I went from a 6 stair, did a 5 stair, a 12 stair, and then made it all the way to an 18 stair. And after those 6 months, you guys want to know exactly what I did? Yep, I did exactly what anyone else would do. I went right back and I did that fucking handrail. I ended up going back. I got that handrail. I knocked that handrail's ass out. I did it, and that's the story of me and my friend Josh Parker, who's right here, going out and doing our first handrails in the first day. I'll never ever be able to experience something like that, but to this day, I still have the same philosophy when it comes to doing handrails. Number one, I never look. Number two, I never do bitch runs. And number three, I just get on my bike and I go and do a 50-50 grind. That's all it is. That's all doing a handrail is a 50-50. But I'm really curious how your guys' first experience or your first handrail was. So if you have a story about your first handrail, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. And if you guys like this video, let me know. Also, thanks to Dustin for giving me a little bit of advice. I'm really trying to get better at doing these and trying not to say and pausing and stuff. But like I told you guys before, this shit's just straight out of my head. I'm just telling you guys this. There's no practicing. I'm not writing down shit. I'm just starting to talk to you guys. So I hope you guys really enjoy this. These stories, I got a lot more. So if you guys have any things that you guys want me to talk about, or you guys have some stuff that you would love to hear me talk about, from my history of riding BMX, how long I've been riding BMX, my favorite bike, my favorite bike parts, the favorite clothes that I used to wear at the same time, which rider's better than this rider, which rider I think's the best, which rider do I think sucks ass. If you guys want me to talk about BMX that's nowadays, I'm a salty prick. I'll probably have a lot of nasty, salty shit to talk about kids nowadays, but at least I'm being real. So thanks, guys. I really appreciate all the support. I know that over time it'll start growing and it's going to get better. And thanks, everyone. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and go have a great day. Oh yeah, Jersey Drew, fuck your birthday. Peace.